Hello and welcome to the Handy Capable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Oh, well, I am going to be continuing on that quote that I brought up in the last one. This is going to be an on and off series, which I already have enough on and off series, but it's because with some of the topics I want to do more research. Some of them I want to get down to business with some of the stories and examples that I have. Some of the stories I realized within my series, I'm probably going to either repeat or go deeper or analyze differently because, especially when it comes to any type of relationship, friendships, dating, family, and other type like employees working, things like that. There's different ways and different aspects and reasons why we are in those relationships, either though, even if it's out of choice, because I mean you can't choose who your parents are, and or it is by choice with friendships, but then as time goes on, it's kind of like a butterfly. It's like you keep cocooning into different friendships, and or you keep looking at certain people and you're just like, you just don't fit in my life anymore, so let me bounce. Or you're toxic, or you realize that you yourself are not good for that person anymore, or that your goals and aspirations, they're not with it. And that's a lot with my career or the jobs that I want to do. It's like when I used to do promotional modeling, a lot of my so-called friends that were coworkers, because about all I did was work and grad school. That was my life. And I thought the people that I was working with were my friends. But while working on grad school, I found out a lot of them behind my back were hoping and praying and like mischieving, or even trying to get me out to go to the clubs and the bars and stuff with them after work, because they were hoping I was going to fail and drop out of grad school. So they were mad when I got my first master's, but then they were really upset when I got my second. And a lot of them were the black men. Some black girls too, but especially the black men were the ones that were the most upset. And some of them, they no longer wanted to be my friend because I was accomplishing those things. So, okay. And if you are brand new, hello, how are you? Yeah, sorry, yeah, that was a long, anyway, you know the deal. Okay, I am the handy capable black woman. I am right now a children's book author, soon to be urban fantasy, and the list goes on and on with my creations. I'm working on my website, and so, but I have my social media. I have different links at the end of the video. You can go check that out, but at the end, but please like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe talking about your dating situations and the expectations men have for you and or do not have for you, and or they're stopping you from doing. Because one reason why I have not dated that many African American men is because most of them are trying to stop me from my goals, dreams, and aspirations. But okay. And oh, I didn't even, okay. With this is kind of dedicated to a quote. And well, I saw it in a video, but I know it was in a TikTok and everything, or an article. But there was a billionaire that said that it's like black women are for grown-ups, and some black men, they just don't like that, they can't stand that. It's like, to them, they were in a way insulted. But growing up, going through the dating and everything, yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like I see why I keep dating non-African American men. And the thing is, I tried. And especially like with high school and college, who, let's just say, Ooh, when I go to therapy, ooh, I'm gonna be a project for my therapist. But a lot of the black men were like, I'm not black enough. I'm too. They would laugh at how light skinned I am, but or they would say, oh, you must be mixed, and I'm like, okay, okay, tell that, or that the milkman must have stopped by the house, which I'm like, okay, that's insulting, right? Basically, you're trying to say that my mom cheated on, like, I mean, you know what that means, right? So, but anyway, when it comes to dating and getting to know African American men, especially sometimes I think, okay, I found a new friend. Next thing I know is like, especially while I'm working on my goals and things like that, some of them they act cool at first. They have kind of a mask on, and some of them they don't love bomb, but they friend bomb. And they act like they're encouraging, but then at the same time they start sliding in. Oh, so when can I do A, B, and C with you? When can it's like, well, some of them they act a little obnoxious or a little out, like they didn't realize that I wanted to do less and less, or hang out less and less, or call them or text them much less, because of it almost sounded like demands, or especially since while I was getting older, even while since I'm still single, that let me use your body since no one else is using it. Let me use your body until I find someone who is worth it. Because a lot of the black men, yeah, they would mock me with my walking, or tease me, or tell me I wasn't worth it, or tell me you need to go home and learn how to walk first. And that's one reason why I've dated mostly Caucasian men, because most of the oh no, there's some jerks. Oh yeah, there are some ignorant, shallow, like Caucasian men too. Don't get me wrong, but it was African American men who are more like, they have been the rudest, mean, vile, like just they want to make sure they rip me to shreds, or they tell me, some have told me I'm not worth getting my master's because I can't walk right. They tell me that it's like no one's going to respect me, or no one's going to look at me, or they're going to be like, so who got you through your master's? Who did this for you? Who did that for you? And but then they expected me to date them, or they expected me to do certain things with them, and I'm looking at them like they're crazy, but then they look at me like they're obligated, like I'm obligated to nurture them, I'm obligated to make them feel good or be happy, even though they're ripping me apart, even though they are trying to make sure that I feel like I'm worthless and nothing. And I don't know, it's just kind of crazy to me, because what kind of woman, because especially within the church or within the dating community and with a lot of these dating gurus, some of them say, oh well, it's like the man's like opinion is like, the woman has to listen, and you have to be submissive, and the woman doesn't understand that she's the extra. It's like she was the gift to man, and so that means the man is the prize. The man is like, okay, well, to be a prize, have some goals, have some dreams, aspirations, uh, have a good credit score, have just have things that are going to be of stability. And I know a lot of men cannot stand my dating standards in my profile. And the thing is, I didn't put that until November of 2022. And there's a story with that one. I'm going to say the short version now, but I'm going to do the whole version probably within the next 5 to 6 episodes. But it's just amazing with how some men feel like I'm obligated to cater to them, downgrade myself so that they can be the leader and the king, even though they're not doing much of anything. But then with my standards, for example, not going to prison, That's one of my standards. That's in my dating profile. So many men, white and black, but oh, especially the black men. It's like, especially the ones that know I have a disability. Oh, so since you can't walk right, it's like you have to date one of us anyway. None of the men that walk right's gonna want you anyway. Oh, wow. All right. All right. What? But it's like, oh, it's like you have to be with a smoker anyway. Not it's like I don't mind the 420, but it's like don't. It's like I don't want the side effects or if that gets my lungs, whatever. It's like I'm more of a like, okay, the edibles, hey, yeah, do you boo. Don't do too much of it, but do you boo. So because like there are health benefits and there's actually some like I've done a lot of research and I plan on doing a series even on that because of a project I'm working on with my novel and stuff. But okay, I'll talk about that in the next few months. So, but though like those are two examples, especially investing. It's like when I like before I got diagnosed with my disability, before my walking got so bad, like when I did promotional modeling, when I was teaching K through 8, and now it's like I am a guest or adjunct professor like for like some semesters at some community colleges and things. It's like I invest every month. I invest. And it's like I don't invest in just one platform. And with my handy capable black nerd, which I will finally be doing some episodes soon. Yeah, let's just say I'm going to be talking about what happened during this past semester. Probably next year, I need to still let this air out. Ooh wee. Anyway, but do you know how many men tell me? You know that's a white person thing, right? Investing money, that's for white people. It's like, oh, who do you think you are investing? It's like, oh, must think you're special if you want a man that invests. Oh, you must be spoiled and stuck up if you want like money to invest. I've been investing money for, yeah, 10 years, maybe like a little longer. When I was working again like promotional modeling or even when I was working 2 or 3 jobs and things, at first it was only like a few dollars here and there because I had to pay off some credit card debt because yeah, I talked a little bit about it, but I'm going to be doing yeah, I have another story time will be the series of trying to find a job while you have an undiagnosed disability, but almost all of the employers want to know why you walk differently. And then they say that's not why they're not going to hire you. But then when they keep asking questions about that, and then while you're not getting hired for these positions, because some jobs say, oh, you're overqualified, or it's my walking, or like I'm gonna make a list of all the like tired reasons or whatever. But while that's going on, I still have student loans that are growing and growing. And I'm still paying but I'm kind of happy with the momentum that I've done to chip away at it. And even in one of the last episodes, I talked about how with scholarships, because of the villainous doc, yeah, because I know I'm going to get back to the villains, but this topic really kind of hit home with me. But with the villainous doctors that I had, if they didn't say that the pain was in my head, that I just wanted attention and things like that, if they would have at least paid a little attention to do some tests, I would have been able to apply for scholarships that was for people with disabilities. Because now I like with a lot of things in my life, I'm being punished for something that I used to say, I don't know why I'm walking like this. I can't help it. But then I kept getting punished. I kept having people, especially the promotional models back in the day, they were talking about me behind my back saying that I was just desperate for attention. I just want to be lazy, or I just wanted bosses to be like, oh, poor thing. You don't, oh, you must, okay, let's just let you sit. Let's let you take a break. Let's give you an extra. But I never did it because when I work, baby. And that's another thing that a lot of like a lot of the African American men I bumped into. Because the thing is, I know there are great black men. I know there are. But some of those great black men, it doesn't mean we're compatible. With some of those black men, it's like we probably don't see eye to eye on crucial topics. And the thing is, I want to get married, but I also don't want to get divorced. So some people blame me for not being married, but I'm like, if I haven't found the man that I could see myself living with for the rest of my life, I'm happy that I did not have to go through that, because I know I'm getting a prenup, especially. Yeah, I'm going to be leading this to a part two, because with my investments and now with my children's books that have already been published, and I already have 5 or 6 more that I'm working on. I have about 5 novels that are in different stages. So all of those books, and then my educational books I'm working on, and then the candles and things that are for the books and stuff like that, and other items. There's like the t-shirts, and there's so many other items. And then with YouTube, once that gets going, and podcasts, once that starts, but one item after another, it's like, and then with the website, there's different things I'm planning on doing. But whenever I talk about this with especially certain African American men, Hmm. They tell me, oh, you care more about either your education or your business than your uterus. I care about who I'm going to create with. If I haven't, it's kind of like they're the painter, I'm the canvas. I don't want no sloppy mess on my canvas. No, this is my body. This like my canvas. The person I want to make art with is like, I don't want to down the line say, oh my gosh, I allowed the laziest, idiotic painter create some garbage on my body. Or I might and I'm not saying no, I'm not saying the child, but I'm just saying because some of these men, they want to make the kids, but then they don't want to be the father. And a lot of people are saying, oh, the reason why kids are acting the way they do because of single moms or black single moms and stuff. Okay, why are they single moms? Why are they single moms? To be a single mom, that means the dad is not around. Why is he not around? Why is he not around? So sometimes I just feel like gotta think about that as well. But when it comes to my goals, my aspirations, and things like that, sometimes I wonder why certain black men want to pull us down. They are determined to make sure, since some of them want to be lazy, since some of them don't want to have certain goals, or they think only living within one type of like stream or tunnel or path, that's the only thing, that's the only way. No, 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 no. Sorry, boo boo. Sorry, boo boo. No. And a lot of them don't like how I am. Because, I mean, there's no cookie cutter with black women. There's no cookie cutter with anybody. But it's like right now, it's like, yeah, especially with black women, it's kind of frustrating because some African American men keep saying how we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act. And then some of them turn around and they try to talk about the Bible. And it's like, hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, it does mention about the woman being submissive, but what does it say about the man? And I'm not one of the church YouTubers, so I'm not going to break out the Bible and things like that, because yeah, my my path is not to preach. Nope. But to me, if a man is going to have the nerve to say how a woman is supposed to be based off the book, at least learn and know your path within that book too, because a lot of the men, they ignore their parts, their portions. And then when it comes to having a stable household and working or having drive, it's like when the woman has it, the men have attitude. They don't like that. That gets on their nerves, but okay, why don't you have it then? You don't have it. Shouldn't someone within the relationship have it? And some men are like, well, you're supposed to cook, clean, and like, oh, I love like cooking and everything. That's no problem. I was like, I'm working on creating a cookbook to go with my novel. So hey, I love food. My thighs know it too. But it's really annoying when okay, mini story time, minute story time. There was, and this relates to even the mom of the relationship too, or the guy's mom. There was one gentleman that I was talking to in between Mr. Lockakey and Mr. Nohart, and African American man, and he was acting like I was just like I was amazing and everything like that, but he would always throw out, "I can't believe I found a black woman like you." And he was just like, "Are you sure that you're really black?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? How can you be just really like what?" And part of me was just like, if you're like I'm not gonna say the comment I was gonna make, but it's like, especially with how I talk, sometimes he would be around his friends. And he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, but you got to listen to her talk. You got to listen to her speak." And he was like, "Yeah, come on, baby, yeah, talk to him." And I'm looking at him like, I'm not entertainment. This is not a road show. This I'm not a circus. What are you talking about? What are you doing? What? What? No. No, 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 no. And so, like, even with my education, he didn't really care for me to have my master's, and he would even ask me to make sure I didn't mention it to anybody, because he was like, it's like it was I did too much, or he said I wasted my time, because what are you going to be doing with it now? And now I think it's funny because, oh well, with my English degree, I'm writing my books, my novels, my educational resources. And then with my anthropology, I studied cultural and business and applied. So yeah, when it comes to my books and stuff, like going deep into the cultural realm of some of my characters, and also like creating my business and everything, I try to, like, the anthropological portions, there's aspects that I use with it. With my internet marketing MBA, yeah, it's like, well, I need to hire people because, like, trying to do everything at once, but I have the ideas, I have the concepts, and I know which directions I want to go within the marketing of my platform. And then with teaching and training with technology, again, like with my educational resources and things like that. And also with a lot of my books, I want to add components and aspects for American Sign Language. And then with my books in different languages, if I can find a way to get my books in Braille, or at least the children's books, and it's like, if I can do the novels and things like that, and also like making sure when I hire someone who does the audiobooks, is like to make sure everything's like good for, especially for the hearing impaired community. And then also with my books, making sure it's like really good, or it's a easy read for those who are dyslexic and or related disabilities, things like that. So like when people try to put me down for my education, yeah, it's like, you know what, it might be an odd combination, but God works in mysterious ways, and I ended up having the perfect combination that works for me and that works for the projects that I'm working on. But this guy, like, he always tried to put me down for it and try to say, you wasted your money, you wasted your time, you shouldn't have been doing that, all that. It's like now people are going to be laughing at you or looking at you funny because you owe all this money for A, B, and C. But then I had to remind him, what are you in debt for? Yeah, and didn't your last car get repossessed? And it's like you care more about getting 420 than it's like other obligations. And it's like, I don't know, like the list goes on, but it's like he wants to put me down for having student debt. But then when you look at the debt he has, it's for material things that's going to be taken away. You can't take my education away. You can't steal that, or you can't take that back. And I'm paying on it. I'm working my butt off to pay for it, but I'm paying on it. And I'm working on my business that hopefully once it grows, I'll be able to pay it off in full. So, but it's like as time went by and as we were talking and everything like that, it's like his mom, yeah, she always kind of threw like some hardballs at me and everything. And it's like, because she even tried to hint at that my dad might not be my dad, but then I had to remind her, yeah, I'm a twin, and yeah, it's like, let's just say there's tons of proof within the family tree that show that my father is indeed my father. So, but okay, just know that one day we were running errands. I forgot what exactly we were doing. It's like if I just sat down and fully remember the whole day, I might remember, but it doesn't matter for this episode. But we got into his vehicle and everything like that. We were driving to the next stop. And I remember he was asking me if he wants something to eat, blah, blah, blah. But then his phone started ringing in the car. He answers it, and it's his mom. And, huh, let's just say got interesting because they're chatting and everything, and I'm about like I started thinking of another idea for one of my projects, so I'm writing some notes. And this is years before I started writing my novel, but I still had ideas. And so it's like, yeah, if you saw some of my notebooks from years ago, it is amazing well, another episode, but I just think it's really funny and ironic. But I'm writing in my notebook and everything like that. And then all of a sudden I hear, so what about that white girl wannabe? What about that girl who thinks she's everything? It's like, she probably thinks she's better than me. It's like, why did you have to find someone like her? It's like, and she just keeps like dogging me out. It's like she talks so proper, she talks so white. Why did you end up with her anyway? You even complain about how amazing she is. And it's like the only reason it's like you like her is because you think she's so pretty. And it's like you don't think you're gonna find another one that looks like her. And so I'm looking right at him, and he's just like, yeah, 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 mom, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll call you back. And she was like, oh, why are you cutting me off now? It's like, what's going on? And she was just like, how you've been talking, like, it's like, because you're scared that she's gonna end up making more than you and all this other stuff or whatever. And then it's like when there was a long pause, I just said, hi, Mrs. And yeah, I said it, and oh, it got quiet. It got quiet. But I'll tell the whole story later on and everything, but that's like a brief version. But that right there gave me the reality of how dating's going to be for me for the most part. And I have so many more examples, but that's just one, because even over the last year and a half. Or actually, yeah, I have a perfect story. I think I brought it up before, but I can add on a couple things with this gentleman. But anyway, don't forget to check out my books. Right now, it's only on the big honcho and everything, yeah. But I'm hopefully by the end of this year, I'm gonna be added on to like Lulu Prasa and some of the other like independent book providers and stuff like that. Baby steps. I'm one person, so, but anyways, I am the handy capable black woman. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Comment, like, subscribe, check me out. You have a great day. Bye.